I was more interested in getting to know the people I was working with, to hear their stories, to hear their lessons. Now it makes sense. I do this now on a podcast because I love conversations. I love stories, and we learn by stories. Of course, I would always ask like two different questions all the time. I would ask the question that we're going to go over today is, what was their biggest regret? Because I was young, I was in my 20s. I had all of this knowledge and wisdom of this older population because I always worked in cardiac. So I'm like looking at people decades after me, 60s, 70s, 80s. I'm like, what was your biggest regret? Like, how can I not do those things? Also, when I would see really happy married couples, I would always have the classic like, oh, how do you make it work? And then I would get relationship advice. So we're going to go over the biggest regret though, because I think this is important for us to look at, almost like creating the bucket list before we have to create the bucket list, like doing the things that we want to do with our lives. I think more and more people are waking up to this consciously of like, wait a minute, I don't want to do all these things all my life and then realize, at the last stretch line that like I need to make all these experiences work. No, we want to get ahead of it. We want to start doing them now, being the person now, going to the places now. So the first thing is not enough time with their kids. Work too hard, work too many hours. Other excuses, it was just like, I missed my kids' childhood for various reasons. That was one of the big ones that came through of people that actually had kids. So I don't have kids yet, but this is definitely something that I'm going to start to really prep for and try to plan out to be like, okay, what is the best case scenario? Like, how could I set this up in a way that I could provide for my kids, where I could work from home or have a flexible schedule or have the financial stability in order to choose when I work or not. So a lot of the things that came through was not enough time with their kids. Second, no one really cared about what you were doing. And this is hard. I know this is really hard for us to realize. This has been really hard for me to realize. And I've only really sunk into actually really understanding it until my 30s. So some people get this sooner. Some people get this way later. I don't necessarily think it's an age thing that is going to unlock it for you, but I do know age has helped me. Like, as I get older, I give less, So there's that. And I do know that once you do hit a certain decade, you're like, don't even care. But I think we can unlock this earlier, knowing this. Like, even if we're not really sinking into really understanding it and we're disagreeing with it and we think so many people care what we're doing, to understand like nobody cares. Nobody's watching you. Like, just do the thing that you want to do. Go to the places, quit the job, start the YouTube channel, start the TikTok, start the Instagram, start sharing your life, whatever the thing is. I feel like a lot of content creators tend to like stop themselves from doing the things. I know I have, based off of like what people think, it's like that cringe. You don't want to be cringe. Like, how can we just get so comfortable in being cringe where it's like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care what I look like. I love what I'm doing. I love sharing. I love communicating. I love connecting with people online and hopefully helping somebody. So no one really cares about what you're doing. The third thing is take care of your body and mind. When you are young, it compounds as you get older. So I kind of abbreviated all those things. But the biggest thing is that you realize is that as you get older and you realize that your body's falling apart or it's not moving as much, as easy as it did when you were younger. Maybe you had to have surgeries, take pills, you've had diseases, all these different things. All the little lifestyles changes that you could have made when you were younger, that you didn't make, and now that you're suffering the consequences when you're older. And this is like huge regret I see with people is like, I should have treated my body better and my mind, because they go hand in hand. They're not separate. Body, mind, spirit, like they all need to start working like a well-oiled machine so we can lock it in now when we're younger, so that we have the tools, the habits, the practices, the strength to do these things. Because people end up not having strength to stand up, to breathe, to do all these things, and we take for granted all these things that come so naturally until they're gone. Like, have you ever like hurt yourself, broke a bone, or threw out your back, or you're sick and you realize like, oh my gosh, I'm not used to struggling with this. Like, I didn't even realize how good I had it before when I wasn't struggling with this thing. So it's kind of like that, but like times 100 when you're older. So start looking after your body and your mind and your spirit, especially if you're younger, or if you are in a space where you're like, yeah, shit, I need to start working on that. Like, dial it in, do the things that you need to do, eat better foods, whole foods, cut out the processed shit, start moving your body, get your steps in. I've been getting my steps in lately, feeling like 10 out of 10 from that. Even just the 3 weeks that I've been focusing on it, I have felt so much more clear in my head and so much more able to process things emotionally. And you're like, no wonder the simple stuff is actually works. Getting enough sleep, getting enough water, walking, getting your steps in, getting some sun, putting your feet in the grass, all those are free. And those are the things that we don't want to do. We want the quick fixes, we want the supplements, we want the drug, we want the surgery, all these things. But sometimes it just takes a little time, a little consistency, a little effort, and you'll actually feel really, really good. Okay. Next is have more fun. Literally just have more fun. There's a quote that somebody was saying, and a lot of people did say this to me when I was working, where it's I used to just I thought that I was going to feel happy when. I thought I was going to be happy when this happened, when this happened, when this happened, this job or this life stage, or when the kids do this, this is when it's going to happen. This is when it's going to happen. And every time you get there, you just move the needle up a little bit and you never truly just enjoy that present moment. And this is such a big thing in spirituality is that present moment, but literally just tapping into the present moment of the moment right now is the only time that we have. This is literally the only time we have. We can remember the past, we can look to the future, but the only time you have right now is literally in this very moment. How are you feeling? What are you looking at? What are you prioritizing? This is the only space that we have. So don't spend too much time thinking about the future. Don't spend too much time remembering the past. And have more fun while you're here. Play, go out and do things, make some art, laugh, enjoy yourself. There is balance to those things. There's seasons in life, but there's also balance that you can work more fun in. When you're cooking, when you're, the small moments, it doesn't have to be these huge things. It's just little flickers throughout the day. Okay, last is stop doing things because you think you have to. So I have realized this within my life just from being able to be we're doing a U-turn. We're having a not midlife crisis, but mini life crisis. I had this when I sold my house and put my things in storage and backpacked Asia and Australia for a year. I was I'm taking a break. I'm taking a life break and I am going to go experience and explore and find more versions of myself, find myself. So I wish people would be able to do this more, have a month to be able to take off. This was huge. When I traveled in Australia, I learned that they had a month of vacation and a month of sick time, no questions asked, 2 months off out of the year that they can use. And I think that what that unlocks for us, if, I live in the United States and most times you just get 2 weeks. There's not much time or availability or space that happens when you just have that limited time. Being able to learn how to maybe shift careers or have more flexibility in your days off or be able to, I don't know your situation, but if you're craving more of that flexibility and that exploration, maybe thinking of okay, do I have to do these things? Do I have to stay in this position? Do I have to just think about what you're doing because you think you have to from your parents or from society, or do you have, I just over and over, do you have to do it? Do you want to do it? So this is where I don't have to have a house. I can choose to sell it. I don't have to have this job. I can go more contract and just work when I need to work. I don't have to have these habits. I don't have to remember these feelings. I don't have to live in these memories. I can release that and let go. So just think about what you think you have to do. And then just for a moment, just picture what it would be like if you didn't have to do it. Not even if you stop doing the thing or quit or whatever, just dream in the energy and the dream of what if I didn't have to do this? How does that shift and change for you? So I hope this has helped. I have had a lot of fun being able to ask so many people these questions. And then another thing is the quote goes here I am in my 20s. This person's in their 80s. And the person in the 80s is I remember when I was your age. What? And then she goes, you're going to get here when you're 80 and you're going to be in the same boat. And so it's just having a little perspective of yeah, that will be me one day. I will die one day. I will age one day. I'll be 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, hopefully 90 one day. And so it's okay, how can we design a life and energy and our body, mind, spirit? How can we live to the fullest right now and care for the things that we want to care for in order to build into our future? So if you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe or send me a comment if you're feeling like you want to comment on something, would love to hear from you. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.